So as you guys know, I play a lot of Minecraft. I mean a seriously large quantity of Minecraft. And over the past couple months, I've picked up a few extra ways that I can make you a better and more efficient Minecraft player. So let's take a look at them. When you're working on big redstone contraptions, sometimes you need to get inside the heart of the thing to fix up some redstone problems or perhaps just add a few extra bits and pieces, but it's impossible to get in there without pretty much destroying the whole thing. Now of course you could go into game mode 3 and then fly on through, but that's a bit of a long-winded way of doing it. There is a faster way. Hold down F3 and press N, and that will toggle you between creative mode and spectator mode. So we can go straight into spectator mode, fly inside here, F3 and N, back into creative mode, do all of our stuff that we need to do, then F3 and N, and fly back out. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that. On the topic of flying, there's a number of different ways that you can do it quickly. Obviously, you could pop through into spectator mode, scroll up on the scroll wheel, and then you'll fly extremely quickly. But if you don't want to do that, you can also fly fast in creative mode by pressing Control, and that will allow you to sprint fly. Now, I have to say, I have played in creative mode for probably about the past 5 or 6 years, and I've only recently discovered this, which is a tiny bit embarrassing. Creating item transportation systems out of water streams is generally a massive pain in the backside, but they're a lot faster than hopper lines, and also they're a lot friendlier to the servers that you're playing on, so generally I'd suggest using them. And this is a really easy way to do it. You place in your water, as you normally would, then you place in an extra bit of water over here, and then you pick up both sets of water with your buckets. And then you can move on to the next one and do exactly the same thing again. The trick here is that you're keeping your water in your inventory, so you don't have to keep going back and forth to an infinite water source that you have somewhere else. You can just run on down and do the entire water stream. Nobody likes swimming in Minecraft. It's a slow process, and even when you've got Depth Strider 3, it's not exactly very exciting. And if you want to swim right the way down to the bottom of the ocean, then that's going to be even slower. Now sadly, this one does require an elytra and also some fireworks, but we can make that swimming process quite a lot faster just by jumping in and doing a bit of this. We have essentially now become David Hasselhoff from the original SpongeBob movie. It's fantastic. And you know what? If you are planning on going down to the bottom of the ocean, I would suggest bringing some of these fellas, slime blocks. They're some of the only blocks that you can place in the game that you can break with your fist underwater, making them perfect for things like scaffolding or, for example, breathing towers. Sadly, this one isn't going to make you a more efficient player, it's also not going to make you build better, but it is going to make your builds look better when you screenshot them. Say for example, you've built a house that you're really proud of and you want to show it to all your friends. When you take your screenshot, you just go up to it and do this. There we go, screenshot done. Now there is a very simple way to improve that. I would suggest taking a few steps back and setting your field of view to something like 30. That way you have a much more natural focal length for the Minecraft camera. Now the reason for this is the normal field of view of Minecraft is actually the equivalent of a fairly wide angle lens, and cinematographers and photographers only really use wide angle lenses to create slightly more extreme looks. Now of course, I am talking in generals here, there are plenty of exceptions, I'm just going through the very basics. But if you want to make something look a little bit more natural, then generally you'll increase the focal length up to a certain point. And when I say something looks a little bit more natural, I mean it looks closer to how our eyes perceive things in real life. I hope that makes sense. Now that cinematography with Mumbo is finished, did you know that you can put sword enchantments on axes? I mean, I totally didn't realise that. Looting 3, sharpness 5. I mean, look at this thing. It's an absolute weapon, and it can chop down trees. That's madness. Before all of you comment down in the comment section, yes, I did find out that you could put smite on an axe the other day, I just didn't realise it applied to all sword enchantments. This is ridiculous. Now that you've got yourself a sweet new battle axe, you might want to go out and use it. But if you want to make life just a tiny bit easier, I would suggest pressing F3 and B, and that will show all of the hitboxes. Now you know where you can actually swing this thing. Oh man, I'm not very good. Wow, this thing's ridiculous! I put Fire Aspect 2 on it as well. I am definitely getting one of these on the Hermitcraft server. It's as good as a sword! Ah! Does this look dangerous to you? Like, if you saw this, would you think, cool, I'm not going to step in that looks deadly. Well, you should. Because it is absolutely lethal. And that is thanks to entity cramming in Minecraft. This thing is very, very painful indeed. And it also works on players. All you have to do is stack a whole bunch of minecarts on top of one another on one block, and they will count towards the entity cap. So if a player actually stands on them, they will add to the entity cap and be killed off. Now, of course, this could be used for all sorts of stuff. Mob spawners, mob traps, player catchers, player traps, the whole lot. The only thing is, it is going to require a lot of iron. And for the final life hack of today's video, we all know about the Dinnerbone name tag and also the Jeb name tag that makes the sheep go all multicolored. Well, did you know if you get a piece of redstone and you rename it to Mumbo is the best, exactly like that, with an exclamation mark at the end, it will spawn a redstone contraption behind you. Wow, this time I got my giant TNT cannon. That is super, super lucky, and this thing is ridiculous. I mean, it can shoot TNT like nothing else in the game. Does lag out though. I don't even think it's gonna work. So after blowing a hole in some nearby mountain, I just want to say thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. And as per usual, check out the latest film on the filming channel.